we want to consider different types of graphs and identify what type of information we can pull from them. Now, we've been able to use graphs in lots of different subjects and different contexts and so forth. You've used graphs in math and science, geography, history, and so forth. And so using graphs shouldn't be anything new to us in terms of what they basically represent. A graph is just a way of visually representing mathematical information. So if we consider the graph that's to the right here, but dealing with favorite colors, we want to first identify, well, what type of graph is this? Well, we can see that there are bars, so this is actually a bar graph. And specifically, these bars are moving vertically. So this is called a vertical bar graph. Oh. So this is a vertical bar graph. Now, not only is it a vertical bar graph, but the graph itself will give us lots of information. So if we look at question 3b here, it says how many students were surveyed. Well, if we want to figure out the total number of students that were asked, what their favorite color was, we have to determine, how many people answered each individual color. So if I look at blue, there are 10 students who said they like blue. If I look at red, it's between 2 and 4, so it's going to be 3 students liked red. Orange, only 1 student liked orange. Okay. Yellow, again, 3. Green, 5 students liked green. 3 students liked, 3 students liked pink. And purple, only 1 student liked purple. Okay. So if we want to figure out the total number of students that were surveyed, we actually have to add all of those numbers together. So we're going to add 10 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, so 10 plus 3 is 13, plus 1 is 14, plus 3 is 17, plus 3 is 22, plus 3 is 25, plus 1 for a grand total of 26 students. Okay, so there are 26 students that were asked what their favorite colors are. Okay, now just looking at this vertical bar graph, we can determine as well which color was the most popular. Okay, and the most popular color should have the highest vertical bar. And in this case, the most popular color was blue. Okay, blue was the most popular color. Okay, because its vertical bar is by far the tallest. Okay, if we now look at question 3D, it says what fraction of the students chose green as their favorite color? Okay, so we're getting back into the world of fractions. So again, fractions is always a part of a whole. And so in this case, the whole is what, and the whole number always goes on the bottom. The total number of students that were asked was 26. Okay, that's our whole. Okay, it says the fraction or the part of the students who chose green as their favorite color, that's the piece that goes at the top of the fraction. That becomes our numerator. So if we look at green, right there, only 5 students said that they liked green. Okay, now this is actually in lowest terms because 5 is not divisible by 2. It's not divisible by any other number that 26 is divisible by other than 1. Okay, so that's actually our fraction in lowest terms. So if we look through, it says for question E, it says what percentage of students chose purple as their favorite color? Well, if we look at purple, purple's right over here on the far right of the graph. Only 1 person said that they like purple, and we want to figure out, well, what percentage of students chose purple? So if we want to figure out what percentage of students chose purple, 1 person liked purple out of a total of 26. So we're going to take this and we're going to convert it into a decimal, and then we're going to convert it into a percentage. So again, in order to go from a fraction into a decimal, we have to divide the top number by the bottom number. So we're going to do 1 divided by 26. So 1 divided by 26, that's going to equal 0.03, and I'm going to leave it at 0.38. And it keeps on going more and more and more. Okay, so I'm going to round it to something manageable like 0.038. Now if I want to take this decimal, so I've gone from, got my fraction, and I've got a decimal, and now I want to convert it into a percentage. Well, if I want to convert that into a percentage, I take 0.038 and I multiply it by 100. So approximately 3.8% of all people liked purple out of this particular survey group. Okay? So again, using skills that we've talked about regarding fractions and decimals and percentages is something we're going to keep coming back to multiple times.